So it's a Grape Explorer talking about today. So we are in a beautiful place, and I know a lot of people have not been to this place. We are actually in Calvados region, and we just had lunch in Honfleur, which is the little coastal town. Beautiful. If you ever want to come to Normandy, and we're actually going to see the famous Normandy tomorrow, where they had the famous invasion, where they had D-Day. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. But if you're ever in this area, now there's no grapes growing in this area. It's too cold. So what grows here is apples. And I love Calvados. It's one of my favorite things. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and show you. This is Christian Drouin. I know this property quite well. So, back in the day when I was doing a little bit of importing, and I was bringing in cognac and Armagnac, and I brought in Calvados, and I know this property really well. But what this is, and you can zoom around and see Christian Drouin's place. This is so beautiful, and again, this is apple country. So, but they call it Normandy Calvados. But what we're tasting here, which is quite different and unique and absolutely delicious, this is called the Pommeau. So it's called the Pommeau de Normandie. Pommeau is 70% the apple juice blended with 30% of the Calvados, and it's only 17% alcohol. So when you taste this, it tastes like sherry or it tastes like port. You drink it as an aperitif. Although we were just inside, and the young lady that was showing us around a little bit told us that some people even have this with like foie gras. So you can actually have this with food or with desserts. There's a very famous apple pie dish in France called tartine, which is beautiful, apple, like an apple pie. And you have this with it is just really, really fabulous. But Calvados is interesting because you have a blend of different vintages to make Calvados, which they call reserve, or they call hors, which could be a blend of different vintages. Then they also have vintage dated Calvados, which, you can have stuff going back to like 28 and 49. Depending on your birth year, you can actually buy a Calvados. But this is what I really wanted to zoom in on because I think this is just absolutely delicious. And if you love apples like I do, when they make Calvados here, they use close to 24 different varieties of apples. So every apple is completely different. So we're in beautiful apple country here. And again, Christian Drouin is quite famous, property in the United States. You can find this in almost every top store. But look for this product. It's called Pommeau de Normandie, and it's just absolutely fabulous. And I'm just gonna take a little taste. But look at the color. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like look at the legs on it. But 17% alcohol is like having a sherry, or having a port. This is the closest thing to port that I've ever had, but it's apples. That is absolutely delicious. Again, you call me the Grape Explorer out there, but we're having apples today. And catch us on our podcast, our Apple podcast. Get it? Apple podcast with beautiful Calvados and Pommeau de Normandie. Again, David Kohl. Cheers.